Jeopardy! Fans lose it over best game of the year. Jeopardy! Fans love a good game. When all the stars align, it is hard not to celebrate. Likewise, Ken Jennings always brings a layer of fun to the screen. Now fans are going wild after watching a match some are coining as the best game of 2024. Best game of the year. Jeopardy! Fans are losing it after watching an extremely exciting match on Friday, November 8th. After seeing the competition, fans are calling it the best game they have seen so far in 2024. Rachel Marcus, a writer and consultant from New York City, Ross Dixon, a research consultant from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Susan Stum, a journalist from Arlington, Virginia, faced each other for a fun and eventful night. Fans enjoyed the players' sense of humor and competitive play during the show. Susan Stum was off to a great start with an early lead. She kept the top spot ahead of Ross and Rachel for most of the Jeopardy and Double Jeopardy rounds. However, she missed a daily double when she didn't identify the opera Don Giovanni by the protagonist's Spanish name, Don Juan. It took her $14,200 winnings down by $4,000. She was still keeping Rachel and Ross on their toes, but her miss gave hope for Ross and Rachel. Furthermore, Ross took a risk with a big wager during the last daily double, and it paid off. He added $6,400 after knowing that Charles de Gaulle presided over France's Fifth Republic. At the end of Double Jeopardy, Susan and Ross were tied at $14,600, with Rachel not far behind at $12,200. Final Jeopardy! Settled the score. Although the competitors were neck and neck during the entire game, Final Jeopardy! Settled the score. Ken Jennings read, in a letter he wrote, on August 7, 1501. We determined that the new land was not an island, but a continent. Both Susan and Ross incorrectly guessed Christopher Columbus. However, Rachel Marcus brought home the victory with her correct response, Amerigo Vespucci. Since Susan wagered everything, she ended the game with $0. Ross left himself a chance to steal Jeopardy, with $10 on the board. However, Rachel's wager gave her the commanding lead she needed with $20,600. On Reddit, several Jeopardy! Fans discuss the big match between Susan, Ross, and Rachel. Someone says, I didn't really want anyone to lose that game, honestly. Another person adds, honestly, one of the most fun games to watch I've ever seen. This would be a great game to show someone who hasn't seen a lot of Jeopardy before or hasn't watched in a while. It's a good balance between the super old school style of play and some of the recent tournaments, where every daily double is an all-in bet. Susan reflects on her time on Jeopardy! During the discussion, Susan popped into the chat and shared some of her experiences from Jeopardy! In the comments, she said, here are just a few thoughts on the highs and lows of being a one-day champ. Then, she says, I wasn't kidding. Being on Jeopardy! Was a dream come true. Although she didn't get to stay as long as she hoped, she truly loved the chance to play. She adds, winning my first game was exhilarating, but I played so much better in game 2 and lost. I got great categories for my strengths and had the buzzer timing nailed. In the end, you gotta get Final Jeopardy! And I didn't. Kudos to Rachel for the win, and congrats to Ross on a great comeback. Our contestant group overall was lovely, and I had an amazing day meeting them and competing with them. The legendary quiz show Jeopardy! Has always been a platform for intense competition and unforgettable moments, but recent episodes have taken the excitement to new heights. Fans of the show are absolutely losing it over what many are calling the best game of the year, a nail-biting contest that had viewers on the edge of their seats. The game, which aired last week, featured a rare combination of extraordinary intelligence, strategic gameplay, and jaw-dropping twists. Contestants were not only brilliant, but also extremely strategic in how they approached their daily doubles and Final Jeopardy! Wagers. Social media erupted with praise as viewers applauded the contestants' knowledge, the tension-filled final moments, and even the host's impeccable pacing. The game reached a crescendo when the final answer was revealed, leaving fans stunned and applauding the outcome. But it wasn't just the players who made this game unforgettable. It was the way it captured everything Jeopardy! Fans love about the show. From quick-witted banter to the breathtaking swings and the leaderboard, the game was a perfect